This is a huge blow to Arsenal's title hopes and Champions League glory as well. More so the Premier League, because the knockout stages of the Champions League, which Arsenal will be at, will not be impacted by this. But Gabriel Magalhaes will miss up to 2 months of football. That's around 10 to 11 Premier League games. There are still tests ongoing. There are still results waiting to return before a full and definitive timescale is provided. But you cannot play this down. It's a big blow to Arsenal. And now we really see at the back the squad tested and Arteta's ability to rotate the likes of Hincapie and the likes of Mosquera into this team. Calafiori can also come in to a central role as well. I think Arsenal have one of the best squads in Europe, one of the most talented squads in Europe. Whether they can become a great squad, a great team by winning those trophies is another debate. But listen, hit the like button, please. Make sure you are subscribing. Get that bell notification button turned on as well. Because I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your opinions. I want to know where your head's at with this. Whether you're an Arsenal fan, whether you're a United fan, Tottenham. Of course, you play them next. Chelsea are looking at this. But I think more importantly, if you're going to step away from Arsenal, well, I know how you're thinking and feeling. Liverpool and Man City supporters alike, I want to hear from you. I want to understand what's going through your head, please. But as I've said, like, share, subscribe, hit the hype button. I know, Gooners, you're not going to want to like the video because of the news, but please support the platform. And I want to start with City and Liverpool for a moment here. And I want to say that I don't think being happy about this news is not the same as celebrating an injury. I think there is a distinction. I think there is a dichotomy in those two trains of thought. You can feel for Gabriel and say, I'm really bad that he's out injured. Doesn't appear to be career threatening. But I feel you can also look at this and say, this is good news for us. This is good news for my team. This is a blow to Arsenal. It's damaging to Arsenal. And it may present opportunities. It may present a jarred door. An opportunity to burst through it, to catch and or overtake Arsenal in the next 10 to 11 games. So I will say that celebrating the injury, laughing at the injury, mocking the injury, hoping it's longer than 2 months, that's unacceptable in my opinion. But looking at it as a football fan, and we've all done this, you've got a big game coming up against a rival at the weekend, and they get a player who pulls up with a hamstring or gets a red card and is going to miss that game. It is very natural and normal to go, oh, that helps us out. That helps me out in those scenarios. So I don't think there's anything wrong in that. But how are you feeling about it? Did you find yourself thinking, what if? What could be? How will Arsenal look? And if you are thinking that, this is why 1 game ago, 2 games ago, 3 games ago, 4 games ago, when people were talking about after 7 or 8 games, the league title race is over. Some of them, I think, planting a little bit of a seed to try and attack Arsenal with later down the line. Equally, with some trying to remove the pressure from their club. You had some Gooners, some of the TPFs doing the whole, season's over, we've won it, this will be easy. I pushed back against all those narratives because I felt they were all inaccurate. I felt they were all wrong. I didn't feel they held enough water. The idea that after 11 games, irrespective of your lead at the top, I don't think the league title race is over. Because of moments like this. And we'll come back to moments like this in a couple of minutes. But from an Arsenal point of view, of course, this is a big blow. But you look at that squad, Hincapie, Mosquera, Calafiori, even Timber and Ben White can go into those central areas. There is an abundance of talent that has got a lot of hype around it, a lot of expectation connected to it, but more importantly, a lot of quality. There is enough quality in this Arsenal squad to at least maintain this 4-point lead over the next 10 to 11 games. There'll be some setbacks. I think with Gabriel fit, Arsenal will not winning in the next 10 games. I don't believe they were going to go 10 games on the bounce winning. No, not in this league, not the quality of teams you have to play. But do I look at this and go, it's an excuse? Do I look at this and go, it's a reason they might not be as good? They might drop points in a couple of other games. But do I think Arsenal now, oh my God, Gabriel's out. They're going to lose 5 or 6 of their next 10 games, be in a top 4 race, the season's over. That would be catastrophic if it happens. That would be mismanagement. That would be poor coaching. That would be a poor management of the squad. And I think the worst thing that Arsenal fans can do right now is push out into the ether panic. Oh my God, what are we going to do? This isn't the Rob Holding days. This isn't the Arsenal that struggled without Gabriel or Saliba 3 seasons back. Rob Holding isn't coming on. I think you've leveled up from your Kiviors. And even last season when Kivior came into your team, he individually did a pretty good job. This is where I look at Arsenal, and this is one of the tests. It isn't the only thing. Winning games late or getting through adversity in matches and winning them and getting positive points. These are all signs of a team that can become champions. And we know that because champions have done it in the past. Getting through this next round, this next few games without Gabriel, showing you that team, it's one of the things that champions do. You'll be hard pushed to find any champion of England that hasn't lost a key player, 2 or 3 of them, at some point in the season. Maybe not the whole campaign, but at some points in the season, most teams, most title winners will lose some important players. When you've got one of the best squads in Europe, there is still an expectation to deliver, to win the majority of your games, win a high percentage of your football matches. And my gut feeling says Arsenal will do it. Where I feel it could go wrong for Arsenal, and I'm such a believer in the mentality of a squad, the view of a squad, but I believe the fan base and the club in itself has a direct impact on this. I don't think it should be treated as zero problem, no issues. This is going to be light work. I don't think that helps. That can lead to complacency and overconfidence. Equally, I don't think panic and meltdowns is required either, because that can lead to poor decision-making and erratic behaviour. And there's a great saying I was taught as a young man in the fight game. I used to, do kickboxing, karate and things. And one of my coaches had a great saying. I've mentioned it many times before, and I'll say it again. Arsenal, it's don't be careless, but don't be too careful either. Stay balanced, stay in the middle. It is a blow, but you've got a good enough squad to cope for a couple of months. And by the way, this might only end up being 4 weeks. It's 2 months maximum, according to David Ornstein. Could be back in 4 weeks if the test results come back good. So it could be even more positive news. And there is another silver lining to this. An opportunity for a Mosquera. An opportunity for a Hincapie to come in and say, as brilliant as he is, I can do the job. So I think what Arsenal fans need to do is unite together, because City fans will be excited about this. They won't be celebrating the injury because I don't think they're being callous. Liverpool fans will be going, right, this might be a time where they slip up and we can capitalise. That isn't celebrating the injury. That's just being a fan of their club. They're going to be pumping positive energy into their dressing room, into their players. And Arsenal, I think you need to do the same. Now, it's very easy for me to say because I'm not emotional. I'm not emotional about your football club. It doesn't impact me like it impacts you, and I'm very, very aware of that. But support your team now. Arteta needs it. The players need it. Of course, wishing Gabriel Magalhaes a speedy recovery to the injury. But I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions on this in the comments section below. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Peace.